Hey there everybody, just checking in again. It's actually the very next morning slash day. I just finished it up, touching up some little things like fitment, and over here I have the catalytic converters that I took out, right here. And as you can see, there isn't much here, so the catalytic pipes aren't, very big. They're real small. It's just really a bend, and on one side it's got kind of an S to it. But yeah, so here are just the two cats, and you can see where, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but in here there's just very tiny little cells in here where you can see how that would suck up a few horsepower, quite a few horsepower, just because it run into that wall of stuff. So the only thing that kind of sucked with this, and it was stuff I wasn't surprised about. It was stuff I read about, like the bolts right here on the flanges that hook up to your headers. Those were really tight. I normally, when people say really tight, I usually kind of laugh at that. I'm usually pretty rough, so I can usually get that stuff. But man, those were on there very, very, very tight. Luckily, this stuff over here, if you don't have some of this, if you ever have stuck bolts or anything, try some of this stuff over here. It's called CRC Freeze Off. This stuff has saved my ass so much already, and I thought it was, kind of a joke, to begin with, because it says, it sprays on and gets super cold, and then basically what you do with it is you spray it onto your bolt that's stuck, or I've even used it on brake rotors that wouldn't come off. You spray it on a constant stream for about 5 to 6 seconds or so until you see ice start accumulating, because it's super cold, so it sprays on there and then ice starts to accumulate on it. You just do a constant spray for 5 or 10 seconds, and then hopefully, as soon as you can, you get a wrench on there or something, and every time it worked perfectly with this. You hear it crack, and then boom, it starts to loosen up. So this stuff is awesome if you guys ever need something, to go along with, my penetrant here. But that worked great. I got my ratchet on there, and then I had a little pipe, for some extra leverage and stuff, because my impact gun couldn't get it in there, so that kind of sucked in. And the easiest one is actually you get at it from the top passenger side. You actually go through the engine bay for one of them. And that one was actually the easiest, because with a crap ton of extensions, it's basically a straight shot. But here are the cats. I'll get a shot, when I'm under the car. But right, as many people have said, when I first did bolt them up and everything, they did leak at the. It's a little windy out here, but they did leak where the catalytic pipes hook up into the stock H pipe. It did leak quite a bit, so I had to go back under there, and basically I had to get under the H pipe and push up with my legs as high as I can go, because the catalytic pipes, they would come down off the header, and then they were kind of facing at an upward angle. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or what, but they weren't perfectly flat, to match with the other exhaust pipe, and they were kind of up, so I had to get under that H pipe and kind of kick it up to match perfectly with it. And I read some people say they also use this stuff, this ultra copper high temperature silicone gasket for exhaust and stuff like that. So I threw a bunch of that inside of the band clamp. I got it straight and bolted it down super tight. I actually broke the bolts on my band clamp when I took them up, so I just put a couple bolts in there that I had laying around. But I just got done with that, and it's not leaking anymore, so that's good. And the only other thing it changed when I was messing around with that, it changed how my muffler stuck out a little bit. Sorry, it's really windy. But so I just had to go and loosen up the band clamps on those and get them lined up to the point where they're nice and straight now. So now they're all straight and everything like that. And just driving it down the road a couple times, I'll get some video from in the car, but I'm really happy, because it's at idle and just going up through the gears cruising, it's not much louder at all, just a tad. But the second you get into the throttle, it is loud. It opens it up super loud and sounds nice. So best of both worlds, I was kind of hoping for, at least. So that's good. I'll get some more shots of, me in the car driving it and I'll get a few with, the camera mounted on the back to get exhaust levels from there. I'm kind of curious to see, but Yeah, and you know, right off the bat, you know, I uploaded the 93 octane race tune that was set for catless cars. So that first impressions, the throttle response is well improved. I mean, it's right on it right now when you hit the gas, and you can definitely feel. I mean, it's most people, you know, if you do an exhaust mod and it's not going to get you a lot of horsepower, you can. You think it's giving you more horsepower because it sounds meaner. But this one legitimately, up until about 5,500, 6,000 RPMs, it puts you back even harder than it did before. So, and then it kind of tapers off at the end, which I assume that's what an X pipe would help you out with, is those upper RPMs and stuff like that. But yeah, so far I'm pleased with it. Now it's not leaking anymore, so I'm happy. Hopefully it stays that way, and I'm gonna get some shots in the car and stuff like that, but I guess that's all for now, and I'll try to get some pictures underneath the car. I'll throw it up on the ramps again. And so far, the fitment is a little goofy. I mean, I kind of read that, you know, about cat delete pipes. Some of them are hit or miss with, you know, with if they fit perfectly or not, or I've heard good things about Jegs and stuff like that, and the Roush one, Roush is it? I don't remember, but those fit. I mean, this one and then the BBKs have, you know, had some problems, but after some finagling and then the copper gasket, it should be good now. So we'll see in the long term. But I will definitely get back to you guys with some in-car stuff. But okay, that's all. Talk to you later.